We've all heard about genetically modified crops in the news, and with all of its publicity, many of you are probably wondering, are GMCs good or bad? Well, first off, what are they? According to a Regents professor from Oklahoma State University, Jacqueline Fletcher,
well, GE crops are genetically engineered crops, and this implies that genes are introduced into the genome of a particular crop species for some targeted purpose.
These crops are modified so the plants become resistant to the insects that normally prey on them, or resistant to herbicides, sprayed to kill the harmful weeds surrounding the plants. However, this basic practice of enhancing crops to attain a desired trait is not new. Farmers have been genetically altering crops through artificial selection for centuries. These ancient farmers would select the crops with the best chance of survival and greatest productivity and breed those plants that had the desired traits to ensure their future crops would be even more fruitful. Here we can see differences between several ancient types of fruit and the plants after centuries of enhancement. The difference between the GMCs of the past and the modern ones is that today, scientists have the technology to isolate the genes in a lab, and so the process time is shortened and does not take generations to be completed. Although the modern type of GMCs have been used for decades, there is still a debate on their safety towards humans and the environment today. According to the article, Are GMO Foods Safe? By Jay Brody, some people believe genetically modified organisms are inherently detrimental, while the majority of scientists and reliable scientific and health organizations do not think there are adverse effects related to GMOs. It is surprising to find more than half of consumers believe GMOs are malicious. In recent years, companies have even begun labeling their products with non-GMO stickers, so they appeal to a wider array of consumers. However, the use of GMOs actually has not been shown to have a connection with negative health effects in people. Furthermore, only a dozen or so types of crops have been genetically modified, so the majority of products are non-GMO. GMCs have large agronomic and economic returns. According to a meta-analysis of the impacts of GMCs conducted by W. Klumper and M. Kame, crop yields have increased by 21% on average. This food supply increase is due to the GMC's higher rates of survival and is necessary because of the decrease in arable lands and increase in the world's population. Also, these crops have helped small farmers take in more revenue, gaining an average of 69% more profits, as well as lowered the cost of buying the food for consumers. Furthermore, these crops typically take longer to expire and may even have better nutritional value in some cases. GMCs have also been extremely beneficial to the environment. According to a report on the impact of GMCs on pesticide use and carbon emissions from 1996 to 2015, compiled by Barfoot and Brooks, the overall use of pesticides on crops has decreased dramatically. We can see GMCs have had a smaller impact on the environment than their natural counterparts. This in turn has also decreased the amount of carbon emissions and contribution to greenhouse gases by the crops. This is because fewer crop dusters are needed to spray the fields due to a reduction in pesticides applied, so less fuel is used by these dusters. This table from Barfoot and Brooks' report reveals the large fuel and carbon dioxide savings. Although the use of GMCs has been contested for years, GMCs should continue to be used since they pose no danger to humans and have also proven to be quite advantageous agriculturally, economically, and environmentally. The evidence of their success is all around us and has been for centuries. According to an article on GMO endorsement, the author Dean Herrero stated, "More than 3,000 scientific studies have assessed the safety of these crops in terms of human health and environmental impact, and 284 technical and scientific institutions recognize that GM crops are not riskier than those produced by conventional breeding." With all of this scientific research and the many positive effects, it is time for everyone to come to the consensus that GMCs are, in fact, good. For more information regarding GMCs, feel free to check out the full news clips and interviews featured in this video. You can also learn more about GMCs by looking up these articles and papers listed below.